You already have my introduction. Thanks for the anchor. So I will just continue by introducing KubeArmor. KubeArmor is a runtime security engine. It can protect any Linux workload, be it container, virtual machine, or a bare metal machine. And it primarily consists of these two components, system monitor and enforcement agent. So system monitor is something System monitor is something that observe the application at runtime, and enforcement engine is something that can enforce the security policy on top of that. And to effectively enforce the policy, it leverages Linux security modules. Let's see how it works. So in Kubernetes, an attacker can use service account token to create or accelerate the attacks. So what this KubeArmor policy does is that it restricts the access of the service account token only by the application binary. So if anything comes out of that, then that activity will be identified as a malicious activity and will not be allowed. So will be blocked in the real time by the KubeArmor. So yeah, this is how it works. And the policy that we just see is the least permissive policy, which extends to the principle of zero trust framework. So zero trust framework recommends that allow only the expected behavior of the application at runtime. And if anything comes outside of that, consider that as a malicious activity and should not be allowed. And zero trust policies are very powerful. In fact, they are effective against the non-zero day attacks. But the problem is zero trust policies are equally challenging to create. They require complete runtime visibility of the application behavior. And if any gaps in identifying those accesses will result in the security holes or the broken functionality. So, and what if the application got updated? Then the policy will also need to be updated, right? Look at this example, zero trust policy. This is a very powerful policy that this targets the Nginx ingress controller. In fact, we created this policy to mitigate the risk of ingress nightmare vulnerability. Look, imagine creating these kind of policy with these granular controls for hundreds of microservices running in your cluster, either manually or even if you have an automated system that observe the application behavior at runtime and come up with these kind of policy. There will be a training period. There will be a maintenance time. So creating zero trust policy is a challenging task. So here comes the hardening policy into the picture. If zero trust policies are challenging, what we can do additionally, not as a replacement of zero trust policy, but an additional security layer. So compliances helps us to do that. Compliances are nothing but a structured framework and some guidelines that can be used to implement the secure systems. And like what KubeArmor can do, KubeArmor using its security policies can enforce those controls at runtime. What we here we see some of the example policies that enforce the particular compliance security controls. Like we are denying the access of package managers in runtime, and we are denying the access to the sensitive assets like root access directories, right? Root certificate directories. We are not allowing sysadmin capabilities. Those might have risk, right? And also sensitive asset like etc password. And those are the recommendations that these compliances recommends, right? So how effective these policies can be in real time? What we see here is like the attackers trying to penetrate our application and trying to access these sensitive assets to literally move into the cluster. But with the policies enforced at runtime, KubeArmor will not allow access to these sensitive assets. Like on the right, we see that there is an alert that is generated for a malicious activity. And I just want to emphasize on this particular scenario. Compliances implies improved security, but does not guarantee it. how, how enforcing these controls in real time help us. So look at this particular security control, right? This is from CIS framework that recommends that inside the container, only the required binaries should have set UID, set B, set GID bit set. Let's say we make sure that our containers does not have any unnecessary binary set these bits, right? These security bit. Even with that, we are compliant as of now, but the severity, like I mentioned in the left, so that severity, what it does, it uses the existing privileged binary to run the unprivileged binary using in set UID mode. So they can escape the privileges on the unprivileged binary that even though they don't have set UID, set GID bit set, but they can do that. So, but what is happening? Even in this case, even in the case where attacker exploit this vulnerability, we are not allowing sysadmin and set UID, set GID vulnerabilities, sorry, capabilities in runtime, right? We are ensuring that using these particular policies. So this way, we can implement an additional layer of the security in runtime. Yeah, that's it from my end. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, please. Yeah, so go through KubeArmor repo of KubeArmor GitHub repo. Give us a star. Looking forward. I am open to discuss anything security. Thank you.